pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land and their elders past and present. Our campaign is about changing the rules that have brought about record inequality in this country. Changing the rules that have led to a situation where 40% of people are in insecure work. Changing the rules that have led to record low wage growth in our country. Changing the rules that have led to a situation where multinationals and the rich do not pay their fair share of tax.
Yeah!
We are about turning around 30 years of trickle-down economics and all the damage it's done to us. We are about getting on the front foot again, 20 years after the MUA dispute, 20 years when this trickle-down economics and the assault started from employers and governments on us. Because what is it at its heart? Trickle-down economics is this idea that the only people who should make decisions are bosses. The only people are the big multinationals and the rich. For that reason, working people, unions should be got out of the way. Our protections, our rights, our grandparents fought for should be stripped back and taken away. We were told this would be good for us. If we gave them all the power, we would have better jobs and pay rises. But instead, what has that delivered for us? It's delivered record low wage growth. It's delivered insecure work. It's delivered us passing on to the next generation worse living standards. We can never accept this, comrades, because we are the trade union movement of Australia. We are about improving things for everyone.
Yeah!
The current rules, where employers make all the decisions, have led to 1 million people being on temporary work visas who are exploited, terribly exploited. It's led to 732 profitable Australian companies paying not one single cent of tax. Just last Friday, the ATO released their figures and it showed this. There's 62 millionaires in Australia, not millionaires, 62 people who earned $1 million in 1 year. Imagine that, earning $1 million in just 1 year. And guess what? Those 62 people paid not one single cent of tax, not even the Medicare levy. And that's up 30% from last year. It's getting worse, comrades. And the Bank Royal Commission is showing us writ large what happens when the big end of town get everything their own way. Families were destroyed, life savings destroyed, farmers, small business, all because they were allowed to get away with whatever they wanted. Yet, the likes of Malcolm Turnbull, the likes of Michaelia Cash, the Bishop of Porter are so addicted to the idea of trickle-down economics, they know nothing else because they believe in it. They believe only them and their ilk should be the people who make all the decisions in our country. That is why they continue to push the $65 billion corporate tax cuts. And who benefits from that, comrades? Who benefits? The banks. The banks benefit, and people with offshore bank accounts, offshore companies benefit from us. And when asked, the Business Council of Australia a week ago, to name just one country in the whole world that has given corporate tax cuts and it's led to growing wages. Just name one. They could not come up with one. And there's a reason for that, because there isn't one. It doesn't work. Of course, at its heart, trickle-down economics is about the idea that maybe the rich will limit their greed at some point, and that they will share with us, and that they'll make fair decisions. But they are not. They're hoarding their wealth. That is why we're at a situation where inequality is at a 70-year high. That is why the 1% in Australia have more wealth than 70% of the rest of us. Big business has too much power now, too much power. We working people do not have enough of it. And it did not used to be like this in our country. It did not used to be like this. And the reason why is this. Us, the trade union movement, insisted on rules that made our country fairer.
Yeah.
We insisted that no full-time person should live in poverty. We insisted on the 8-hour day. We insisted that when people are sick, they should have Medicare, and when they're retired, they should have superannuation. We made all these rules. The trade union movement made all these rules. We insisted on putting fairness first. And that is what, comrades, we have to fight for again now. We have to get on the front foot again. That's what we have to do. And we have to fight for as long as it takes, because it's taken them 30 years to get us where we are now. I was just thinking about what Meredith was saying about the MUA dispute 20 years ago and how epic that was, especially here in Fremantle, and how brutal the police were, especially here where your governments like Court, all of those, you've had it the toughest. You've kept the flame alive during that time. And then 10 years ago, we had work choices. Again, both those places, they were defensive campaigns. That was us. We did not pick those fights. The rich, the bosses, the government picked those fights, and we had to defend. That's what we had to do. And we've seen off some mighty enemies, let's face it, as a trade union movement with warriors like Tony Cook. But comrades, it's time to change. It's time to stop defending and start advancing. People all around the world are saying the same thing. They know we can do better. We in Australia know we can do better because we have done better. And we know, as a trade union movement, change does not happen by us just watching, by us sitting down and watching it. Change happens by us making change happen. That's how it happens. We know there is no magic trickle-down economics. We know that pay rises do not fall from the sky. We know that justice is not just given to us. We know that power does not concede without a demand. Comrades, we have kept the flame of a fair go alight all this time. It burns in our heart, and it's burnt that whole time, that 20 years since the MUA dispute, 10 years since the work choices fight. We've kept it alive because we believe in it. And now it's time for us to go and fight for it. Thank you.